Hi, I'm Shalom Jawari. For the best in entertainment, I want you to lock down to KMTV. Yes, lock down to KMTV.
KMTV for the best of information, education, and entertainment. It is great to be here this morning. Today is the 23rd of August 2023. Welcome to today's presentation of the KMTV Morning Show with me, Amos Thomas Momo. Great to be here. Lots of things happening in the country, and we are here always Mondays through Fridays to talk about those trending national happenings right here. To acquaint you with the rundowns of issues we have on our plate this morning for discussion, if all goes well, we will be having as our guest a representative candidate in district number 12. He's on the ticket of the CDC, the Right Honorable Prince Quipla. He will join us right here on the show if all goes well at 10:30 to talk about District 12 and the political trendings in the district. He will tell us about his own involvement into the developmental agenda of the district. What are those things he thinks is not going well that he wants to come and change for the people of District 12? He will join us if all goes well. But if not, we will talk about some of those happenings across Liberia. The president is in Bomi County as we speak. He have pulled out to all campaign activities from the angle of the CDC on grounds that some of his partisans, the Queens of Weah, I think they are the Queens of Weah, on yesterday had a tragic motor accident along the Monrovia Banga Highway, and that accident resulted to deaths of I think 5 of his partisans, and we will talk about that. We will also be talking about the response from citizens. As you are aware, as the president continued his county engagement, he's also involved into lifting up the hands of candidates and or asking his partisans to retain those candidates that are on the ticket of the CDC. And on yesterday, it was so disgraceful. I think yesterday was one of the bad day in the political life of President Buya, where he lost some of his partisans. And in Bombing County, the citizens there were very dissatisfied when he said they should retain a particular lawmaker. We will listen to him, and that will be from the House's mouth. The president will come up with that. On yesterday, the rescue team, former Vice President Joseph Boakai, and of course Jeremiah Kuhn, and the rest of the team, Madam Yombli Kanga Lawrence, Madam Madela Kopos, Senator Darius Dillon, Richard Nangbe Kuhn, who's the current representative of District 11, embark on the nationwide campaign. And I think it is the first, and they have started firstly with the district, it's the district engagement, beginning with District 11 on yesterday. And there were a huge stand-up, rousing welcome for Ambassador Boakai on yesterday in District 11. We'll listen to some speeches yesterday from District 11 representative, Senator Darius Dillon. You know, this time are very difficult moment. They are tumultuous time. And as we move to this election, there are lots of political speeches that will come out. And with all of the sovereign, you know, the other side of the political space in our country, I'm talking about the opposition, they say, well, the current government is not doing well. The government have a whole lot of lapses. There are incompetent individuals in the government. The president is proceeding in error. But with all of those rigmarole, with all of those hula balloons, citizens are still in high spirit. They are still in high gear to see that, according to them, this president is re-elected. In Lofa County, when Moses Wakoli, who's vying for the senatorial seat in Lofa, when he appears, there was another welcome for him. You see amputees, you see people in wheelchair, or that would just be the hilarious part of it. And you will also be seeing pictures of some of those individuals that got victim from the accident on yesterday. We'll bring you a picture. And that's a sad moment for the CDC and even Liberia at large, because losing lives. It is something that we all need to uh, uh, feel disheartening about. But this is the situation we're in, and it's in the Bible that He gave and He takes. No one knows why. And so we're going to take a short break on the show here. When we come back, we will be bringing you some video evidence to some of those things we'll be talking about here. A short break will bring us right back. This is the KMTV Morning Show, and my name is AMOS Thomas Momo. Welcome back to the show, and thanks for rejoining us. This is the KMTV Morning Show. It is Wednesday in Liberia, and we're hoping you're having yourselves a wonderful time. Thanks for following us. We're hoping you can share this live podcast as we go about discussing those trending national and political happenings in the country. Firstly, we want to extend our our condolences to the CDC for the loss of some of their members, the Queens of Wea. There you see some of them lost their lives on yesterday along the Monrovia Banga Highway in a tragic motor accident, and I think it is something very bad for for us. This is affecting the entire country, right? Because those individuals that lost their lives yesterday are members of other family, though they are not. There are some members that are not supporting the current regime, but they are members of other family and they are citizens of the country. And I think all Liberians should be very sorry, and they should be in a sympathetic mood with this family. It is something that we are very disheartened about, and we're hoping that those family can take solace in the Lord, and the souls and other souls rest in perpetual peace. On yesterday, in district number 7, that's the accident scene of those individuals that lost their life along the Banga Monrovia Highway. Yesterday, the rescue mission, Ambassador Boakai and other officials of the Unity Party embarked on their nationwide campaign trail, right? And they begin on yesterday with District 11 in Montserrat. And yesterday, when they begin with the campaign, with engagement with districts, the representative of that district is Honorable Richard Nangwe Kong. He made a statement. I think it was a rousing welcome for the Unity Party. It's good to be very clear here, right? The welcome yesterday was very great. The speeches were very straight to the point. There were no personal attack. I think the only attack was we need to change this government. We need to have a government that will be more robust in the developmental proceeding of the country, the government that will be more reliant and caring for its citizens. And let's listen to the Honorable of District number 11, and then we'll come and digest some of those things he said as we go about the show. Can you make it a bit wider and take it from the top?
Thank you. You know, today I'm overwhelmed. We're less than social. Today, District 11 needs to be protected. Though we are trying to rescue the nation, but we need to also protect District 11. For the good workings to continue, you need to protect District 11 from those criminals that are pretending to be humanitarian. You need to open your eyes. You need to open your eyes. With all the workings of the district, it's a clear manifestation that District 11 needs to be protected. Let me recognize the incoming president. After October 10, we expect one round. How many rounds? How many rounds? I hear you. Can I talk to you? Very good. We don't expect to go for round before they can do all kind of things. We expect one round. And the minute of the party, vote one, vote one, vote one. And I want number, I want number 9. Number 9 is Checo. You know what Checo is Checo. Number 9 is Checo. But I'm for you. If you add 9 and 2, the hammer. If you add 9 and 2, the hammer. When you add 9 and 2, the hammer. So far, thank you so much. May God bless us all.
Yeah, you listen to Honorable Richard Nangbekun. He's the current representative of District 11 here in Montserrat County. He's saying that, well, we need to protect this district from criminals. This district is not for criminals. And I don't know who you were referring to as criminals, but he said the district needs to be protected and rescued. And so they need to protect the district from criminals as they go about this election. And he said the rhythm is vote one, vote all. He's from district 11, and he said 2 plus 11. I think he was talking about 2 and 11 or so. 2 and 11 is I don't know why his mathematics was, but he was talking about something, I think 2 and 11. But on the overall, he said they should protect the district from criminals, and the district belongs to peace-loving people, those people that believe in his ideology, those people that believe in the developmental agenda of Honorable Joseph Newman Boaka. If you were to follow that video long, he said a lot. But we'll just bring you a little bit of gist of it so you know exactly what happens in District 11. And also there in District 11, there were some speeches, like we talked about those speeches made on the campaign, engagement in District 11. You will listen to Mr. Dillon. He's the senator of Montserrat County, Senator Dillon. He was there talking about they will declare their asset when Ambassador Boaka is the president of the country. They will make sure that food will be on the table of all citizens. Let's see if we can listen to him first before we digest that. The one from Senator Abraham Darius Dillon.
The president, the budget, the national budget will be open, explained, and broken down and to work for you, and I'm of you government officials. When we make joy, we have one time Buga Delta president. We will ensure that there will be proper investigation for all the mysterious deaths that are going on in this country. When we make joy, we have one time Buga Delta president. We will make sure that the young people, they think they call Zekwe and Muya will reduce. Capacity will be instilled so that you can be able to work for your own money, so you can have your own dignity. When we make George Weah again one-time president, President Joseph Nima Boaka will lead by example by declaring an asset and publishing it. That means all of us behind him will do what? Will publish our asset and do what? When you declare your asset, do what? Publish it. You know what it means? When you declare your asset, it means that people know how much you get the time you go in government. Then when you in government, the thing that you buy for yourself in government, they will see whether that your real salary or that deliver inside.
Can you take that again? Someone is asking. Please take it again, I beg you.
When we remove George Weah and his gang, We'll make sure Joseph Parker administration will run a system that will make you will not be going to government official room to go there. The system will work for you. When we make John Weir one-term president, our Liberian passport will not be sold to criminals and terrorists around the world. When we make John Weir one-term president, the budget, the national budget will be open, explained, and broken down and to work for you and not for you government officials. When we make John Weir one-term Buga Densa president, we will ensure that there will be proper investigation for all the mysterious deaths that are going on in this country. When we make John Weir one-term Buga Densa president, we will make sure that the young people, they think they call Zekwe and Muya will reduce, capacity will be instilled, so that you can be able to work for your own money, so you can have your own dignity. When we make George Weah again one-time president, President Joseph Nima Boaka will lead by example by declaring an asset and publishing it. That means all of us behind you will do what? We'll publish our asset and do what? We'll declare our asset and do what? Publish it. You know what it means? When you declare your asset, it means that people know how much you get the time you go in government. Then when you in government, the thing that you buy for yourself in government, they will see whether that your real salary or that delivery is.
Thank you so much. The voice there of Senator Abraham Darius DeLong, Senator of Montserrat County. There are a few things he talked about. He talked about when he and his team make Mr. Weah a one-term president, and having Mr. Boakai or Ambassador Boakai as president of the country, they will make sure that citizens will not be going to homes of government officials. Now it's a normal routine in the country. You go to their representative home this morning, you go to senators' homes, you go to minister homes, you see that those homes are very, very crowded up. It's all because they barely have meat on their table. If the country and citizens are feeling if citizens are feeling the impact of the proceeding of the government and making sure that each citizens can have meal on the table, I'm not sure that they will still want to go to homes of government officials to ask or beg them, in his words. So he said that when they have won the election and Joseph Boakai, Ambassador Boakai, is president, citizens will now be going to homes of government officials home to beg them for $5 or $10. He also said that you remember some months back the issue of passports being sold to individuals that are not citizens of the country, and that was some diplomatic passport. And I think that's something that we should be involved with. That issue also ran across all of the radio stations in Liberia because it was very bad. And he said, well, when they assume power in 2023, if possible, they will make sure that the passport of Liberia will not be sold to individuals that are not citizens of the country. Most especially diplomatic passport be given to non-citizens of Liberia. I think he said they will not be involved into doing that. Citizens of the country will be given the right to obtain the passport and not non-citizen. And he also talked about the budget. He said, well, when they are opportune to take power in this country, the budget will be explained. The budget going to be explained to citizens, and the way they will use the budget, that will also be explained, and citizens will feel the impact. The citizens will feel that they themselves are, maker of the decisions in the country. Now, like when the 7 million plus US dollar budget was passed in few months back, that was not thoroughly explained. Even lawmakers, I'm a son of the House of Representatives. Lawmakers were not given the chance, they were not given copy. So according to them, the budget was not explained. They didn't debate the budget, and it was just passed. Some lawmakers say it was a 4G passage of the budget. Even the recast budget, right? It was not thoroughly explained. It was not thoroughly debated upon. And so that was also a 4G passage of the budget. So Mr. Dillon is saying when they are opportune to lead, win this election, they will be able to explain the budget. Citizens will be able to make their input so that they feel that they are part of the decision making in the country. And that's why he said, he talked about the death. You remember those three guys that died, that they involve some Moses into it. You remember the auditors that died up to now. The pathologists, the autopsy report is yet to come up. They said they died from just I, I don't know even what to say. But this is very regretful, right? You cannot have a country. You have permanent people losing their lives. You have auditors like Emmanuel Niswa from the IAA, Internet Audit Agency of Liberia. Emmanuel Niswa spent almost the whole night at Calabash, only to go to his house, and he said he fell from the house, and he died in his yard. Autopsy was done. The report was just discouraging. You have individual losing their life. Princess that went to a particular place. It was glaring that she went to that place, and blood started coming from all parts of the opening part of her body. And the autopsy was done. Investigation was done. Up to now, there is yet to bring a substantive result to the Liberian people. I think these are some of the things we need to be looking at, right? So according to Mr. Delon, when they are opportune to lead, the issue of death, mysterious death, killing, random killing in the country will be thoroughly investigated, and those perpetrators will be dealt with according to law. That's why he said job creation for young people. He said, well, when we win this election, we'll make sure that the young people will be involved into making their own money. They will be given the space to make money. They will be given the space to work. So I think they will bring lots of company in. They will bring lots of investors, and investment will be here so that Liberians and the young people can be able to make money. They will not be going from homes to homes, be doing zekwe. I will say for little or nothing, just t-shirt, $20. And when those individuals assume power as representatives, senators, and the rest of it, they forget about them. Then they wind the dark windshields up. But now they'll be making their own money so that when these periods come, those people will still be involved, but it will not be at their expense where you will go and say, well, I will go there for this $20, I'll go there for this t-shirt. That's why he said, declare your asset. When President George Weah took office, he talked about declaring assets, right? And he declared his assets, right? And other government officials declare their assets. Within 6 years, the duplexes, those things people have gotten over the 5 years, almost 6 years, cannot commensurate with the assets they declare. You understand? So these are some of the things I think he's talking about, declaring of access and working. If you are making $1,000 a month, there will be auditors that will know that, well, this man said he have $1,000 in his account. He have this house on this side. They will go and see it with their two eyes. So that when you make $1,000 a month in government, you cannot build something that worth $2 million within 5 or 6 years. You understand? So there will be calculation. Though you will have other things like the lawmaker, they have constituent engagement funds, 30,000. They have these other funds. You know the thing about this country. That's why at times I talk about personal aggrandizement. All of the things that happen in the country, the lawmakers are the root cause of these things happening, right? Because all of the laws, they make the laws just in their interest. You talk about a constituent break. When you go in for that, they have to give you, I think, 30,000. Constituent visit, county district engagement. You get district development form. Majority of those money are supervised by those lawmakers. So they reach themselves within the short period of time. That's the reason why they forget. The few that says, yeah, it's too far. Now you see them crying again, crying, baby cry, oh, this and that, because they have forgotten that there will be election after 6 years. This is where we are. So all of these things, Mr. Dillon is saying, I think these are things that we need to look at, we need to work on. And if we cannot look at them, we cannot work with it. Political speeches, right? There are things that we should listen to. but we should make a very decisive decision. The decision we made on this October 10th, right, will determine as to whether we as young people ready to make a change. We as young people ready to progress. We as young people ready to take Liberia forward, not backward. We as young people ready to make our lives better. It is upon us as young people to change the dynamics, to change the functions, the proceeding of government, right? This government and government to come, so that they can work in the right trajectory, so that Liberia can be a very developed country rather than being underdeveloped, being the dirtiest, being the very poor and most corrupt African country in the continent of Africa. We need to stand up. We need to put government officials' feet to the fire. You cannot get involved into a huge level of corruption. You reach yourself in 5, almost 6 years, then you come back, you say, well, we have built. When you have to give the Liberian people $100, then you give them $4. Then you come back, you say, well, we use the $100 to do this and do that and do this. It is glaring. Even the old lady in the market know exactly if you are doing well. She will know because she's feeling it. You that go to job, you feel it. The push man, the keke guy, the pimping guy, all of us have a part to play in this election, and we need to do it with focus. We need to do it with love for country, not love for money. We need to know that Liberia needs to get better. Now, there was some. We still on political speeches. You know, in this time, this political time, you understand that there will be speeches from both sides, right? So there were some speeches between Dillon and Samuel Twe. When you know, Minister Twe blundered of late, he really blundered when he said Liberia is now exporting corn to Ivory Coast, and he said Liberia is exporting corn to Africa. Only yesterday morning, Captain and one of Liberia's most corrupt minister, the Minister of Finance for Fiscal Affairs, Samoa Wolokoli, is one of Liberia's deadliest corrupt minister, very mean minister. These are the people that need to be in government. They are very corrupt. He's I don't know even the adjective to use on him right now, because from what I'm seeing, these people need to be audited. After this 6 years, if they retain or if they are not into government, they need to be audited. Samoa Wolokoli is one of those individuals that need to be audited because he's mean and very corrupt. He's one of the main rogue in this government. So they were on state radio yesterday talking about, they tried to justify the statement from Minister Twe. And so they were there trying to justify, but yet and still that statement have cut across the country. Liberians in other communities, in other districts, even around Monrovia, don't have current. And you talk about exporting current to Ivory Coast. And so Dylan too are on the other side making his own statement. So we'll bring that. When we bring that, we'll take a short break. Then you see how disgraceful it was on yesterday when President Weah made a statement that the people in bombing should retain a lawmaker, a senator, Maurice Setuma, and it was, I think it was a bad moment for President Weah. But we'll take a bit of that argument. It was not an argument, but speeches from both sides, Twe and Senator DeLong, and we'll come back. We're going to take a break, and then we'll bring you President Weah and the bombing citizens back to back.
Here with a group of persons, and they say they give a title.
Lord, you did an excellent job, so I will not spend.
Why they were getting another 10, but they couldn't say anything.
But Mr. President, I will say that this is the territory that we...
Let me tell you why we, by the grace of God, through Joseph Nima Bwaka, will make joy we are wanting.
When the issue is about electricity, and the issue is about road, and the issue is about education.
So So, of late, I've been a very good admirer of Minister Twe. He's a very smart big brother. Uh, he's been doing very well. But of late, he appears very junk. When you see the morphology, the physical appearance of late, right? When he made even the statement in District 1, when he talked about exporting corn to Cote d'Ivoire, he was very junk. You see here again today, even this in this video, he appears junk. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. You don't. He's not able to talk without being junk. And when he gets drunk and President Weah is in that particular environment, he get off track. He just make a whole lot of sweeping statement that will choke him right after he said it. So I think the CDC in this campaign processes, they need to understand that Minister Twe should avoid talking. Because when he's drunk and go to make statement, he makes statement that will buff, that will, the outcry of the public will be very bad to the government. I don't want you to say, well, I'm making my own thing. I want you to see it for yourself. Even he cap the way he present himself. You, even my little daughter, will know that Minister Twe was drunk when he was talking. Please bring that asset again so that we see it. The one with Delon and 12.
Here we see a group of persons, and they say they give a title.
Lord, you two language did an excellent job, so I will not spend.
Why they were getting another 10, but they couldn't say anything.
But Mr. President, I will say that this is the territory that we.
Let me tell you why we, by the grace of God, through Joseph Nima Bwaka, will make joy we are wanting.
When the issue is about electricity, and the issue is about road, and the issue is about education,
and the issue is about electricity, the guy kept every rest on it. I don't know. And the issue is about electricity, and the issue is about road, and the issue is why you want to say, and the issue because he's not he's not normal. Mr. Twe is a very smart man. I know when he's normal how he approach things, but of late he's been getting so drunk, and I think they should avoid him talking as they go about campaigning. With all of the difficulties, right? With all of the difficulties in the country, according to all of us, we say, well, this government is not doing well. The government has a whole lot of incompetent guys. The government has a whole lot of lapses. Yet and still, people are still celebrating this government. Even those that cannot see will want to celebrate the government. Even those that are in wheelchairs still celebrating the government. Even those that have cross-tech, right, still celebrating this government. And so it is just something that we need to be very, very careful the way we say it. Because in Lofa County, just the hilarious part of it, the show, because they say, well, we're playing mid jacket doorbell. In Lofa County, Moses Wakoli is contesting, right? And so when he appears, there was some welcoming, and you see people from other sides, both sides, the Kisi people, the Lama people, the Kwele people from which Moses Koli come, they were all in a jubilant mood, and something really touched me. Let us bring that video with the guy in the wheelchair, and then we're going to take a break. This is just a hilarious part. That was there in Lofa County, where citizens have come to welcome Honorable Moses Wakoli in Lofa County. And this is the KMTV morning show. My name is Amos Thomas Momo. Honorable Prince Quipla supposed to join us. I don't know, but we cannot have him on. We call the show a day at 11 o'clock this morning here on the KMTV morning show. We're going to take a short break to be right back. Welcome back to the show, and thanks for rejoining us. This is the KMTV Morning Show. Thanks to all of our followers, those who just joined us, welcome, and we're hoping you're having a wonderful time on the 23rd day of August 2023. Tomorrow is Flag Day. Tomorrow is Flag Day, and we want to say happy pre-Flag Day celebration to all of you following us this morning. And for those of you who having birthday on today, congratulations to you. Happy birthday. For those of you who celebrating your wedding anniversary, it is best to be together and hoping and praying you're working in accordance with those vows. Yesterday, President Weah was in Bombing County, where he have gone to continue his campaign engagement across Liberia. But citizens in Bombing, when he said to them, well, we have come to tell you that you should retain Senator Maurice Tuma. Maurice Tuma is one of the senators of Bombing County, and he's one of the reckless omen there in the Senate. He's on the committee of public accounting and expenditure, but barely even identify with citizens of Bombing. And I think these are leaders. These are people that citizens should not even be thinking of electing, right? Why are they? We're in this war that you will be senator for 9 years. Senator for 9 years. I, Amos Thomas Momo, senator for 9 years. Then I go back where the president will carry me to my county, and he said, well, you should retain Amos. And then you hear people saying, no, 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 no. Right there, that man should be even flock. Because it means he had just been there enriching himself. And the old man we're talking about, sweet talking about, he get it. But when it comes to working in the interest of the people, you know, now it's a tradition in the country that once you're a lawmaker, you see people coming around you and you have to scratch hand, you have to do this. Maurice Tuma is not involved in doing that. It's a tradition now. When you senator or a lawmaker, you have to go and do bridge, you have to build road, you have to do school. It is not part of your workings, but I think it's part of the oversight function of a lawmaker now. Because if you, that's how it's a tradition, right? So the responsibility of a lawmaker is lawmaking, oversight, and representation. But if you go beyond doing the public works job, you go now and start doing Ministry of Health job, then you should continue. But Maurice Tuma is not involved in doing that. And he better go to his county. So that's the reason why when the president went there yesterday and said that, the people were very bitter with it. And it was so disgraceful. It was so disheartening. I think the president had a very bad time in Bombing yesterday when he said, and he even said it in colloquy. He said, oh, my men are behind there. Oh, still, the guys were still disenchanted. They were still saying, no, 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 no. So that was a bad moment for him. But I listened to the president and see how disgraceful it was yesterday. The people in Bombing made the president of FIBA, then his partisan go die. You see? That's two double trouble.
When I begin they say so too much when they doing it. Let me say something to you. Ole, let me say something to you. Ole, let me say something to you. When you are not grateful, you'll never be successful. when people do something for you, the least you can do is to help them also to reach what they want to reach. I'm telling you, the people that come into you that have not done anything for you, even those that are with us, those people refuse. They refuse to work with us. Our success story in this country, you will count those that was not in our party, but the signature are fixed on document for you to get a free YSV, for you to get a free school and all that. And one of those people is Setuma. I'm saying, I'm not, listen, I don't care your no, I don't care, you can take your no, I don't care. I'm speaking to the true seditious, the reactions that will support the party. But Setuma will be supported because when 20% went against me and said that I would never be president in the country, we were working in the Senate. Is it men that voted for me that showed me a voting card? I will give my vote to Maurice Setuma. And I want every partisan that believe in the struggle to join us, to bring people that will not argue with things that will bring on the table. We want you to join us to vote for people, even though they're not in our party, but they can serve for the party to be successful. So it's a difference between a friend and a brother. It's my brother. But if I have a friend, he also can be my brother. Family is not just those that are in your house. It's those that are there for you. And you must not be ungrateful. And that's why so many people are not successful. Even those that are running today, that live in the CDC and thinking that they can go without the blessing of CDC. And those people, young children, the time has passed. If you look up for me today, and we thank God for every snow, because of every snow, and they say 2 months today, you have some development. You understand? So, those that you supporting, why share?
You listen to President George. We are there, but the response was now welcoming. He talked about being grateful and successful, but not in the case of Setuma. Anyway, it's good to pay back, right, President? It's good to pay back because I think life is reciprocating. But in this case, thank God you play your part, and it was a bad moment for you in Turkmenbury yesterday. But the case with Setuma, it can work. It can work in IRCDCT. The case with Setuma is a different case. Setuma case almost like Winner Chapel. Yeah, a case different. So I think you play your part, and though, but the response was very, very dangerous. It was very disheartening for you, I guess. On yesterday, the national that's the West African Examination Council WAEC released results. The release results. I will ask you for that. The release results on the 2023 wax examination, and so I think there were a particular number of individuals that passed. The chairperson of the West African Examination Council, the Right Honorable Dio Boto, addressed a press conference on yesterday and giving us the total amount of individuals that passed the wax exam, those who were not successful, and I think those who were caught in dubious act, meaning they were spying and the rest of it. And so we'll listen to that shortly. And lastly, we'll talk about the legislative election that is pending. And on today, we should have a press conference. I think we need some postponement in it. But we will firstly take the West African Examination boss, Dioboto.
Results on the certificates of the successful candidates. Over the last 4 years, Certificates for candidates with non-human images have not been printed. As
That's
during the just ended was some unscrupulous librarians collaborated with foreign authors in circulating the examination questions on the social media. There were even times when we, as an office, did not have the live questions in our possessions, yet they had it. Because of an ongoing investigation that we don't want to jeopardize, the names of those involved individuals are being withheld for now. These individuals are enemies of the state. And I want to repeat, these individuals are enemies of the state, as it is a feature of Liberia that they are endangering. While we are withholding their names, we also want them to know that we are aware that they once upon a time sat WAEC examination, and the certificates can be revoked. Once the results are with us and are available online, we will block them once the investigation is concluded and they are found culpable. Withheld results. The result for some candidates, in some instances, all candidates for some schools are being withheld pending further investigation and determination by the appropriate committee of council. The summary of the withheld results is as follows. 1, we have irregularity involving individual candidates. These are candidates who action warranted us withholding the individual results and not the results of the entire school. 1,799 candidates' results are being withheld for their involvement in 4 types of examination malpractice as follows. 1, 18 of those candidates were caught with cell phones. 1,482 candidates were caught with foreign materials in examination hall. 282 candidates were involved in other irregular activities during the exam, and 17 candidates either insulted or assaulted examination workers. So a total of 1,799 of the 49,383 candidates who sat the exam results are being withheld. And this number translates in percentage terms to 3.64% of the total candidates that sat the exam. Irregularity involving all candidates from a school. This is different from the individual candidates, and all the candidates' results are being withheld. So we have subject results that are being withheld for different candidates. On the types of irregularity for which the results are being withheld, we have 1, collusion, 730 schools results, subject results, individual subject results are being withheld for the involvement in collusion. As I indicated earlier, 28 schools results are being withheld. This time is the entire result because of the submission of unacceptable or non-human images as the candidates' photos. Performance of candidates on the 2023 exam. The overall performance of the candidates at the passing rate of at least a subject on the examination is encouraging as compared to the counterparts who sat the exam in 2022. 9 subjects were offered on the examination, with the arts candidates sitting for 7 of the 9 subjects, while the science candidates sat a minimum of 8 of the 9 subjects. Performance per subject basis. I have a table that shows the performance per subject basis. For economics, we have for the 7,261 candidates who sat and those who passed economics, we have 13,283, which is 28.11% passing with credit scores, and 24,678 passing with ordinary passes. So the total number of candidates who pass economics is 37,961, which is 80.32%. Geography, we have for the 6,838 candidates who sat the exam, 18,037 of them passed with credit, or 38.51% passed with credit, and 20,367 passed with ordinary passes. So the total number of candidates who passed geography is 38,404, or 81%, 81.99% of the candidates who start geography. History, we have for the 4,981 candidates sitting history, 13,197 passed with credit, 17,273 made ordinary passes. So a total
The
of
voice of
30,470
that's
of the for the
that's the
4,000.
voice of the chairman of the West African Examination Council. Why we can bring you the entire video. You can follow KMTV, and you will be informed about the results so far in 2023. The total number of candidates that sat the test is 49,383 across Liberia, and they did the breakdown in subjects, those who passed, those who failed, and the rest of it. Those candidates that were involved into mild labor practice, it is 1,799 candidates across the country. So that's it right there. And just to have you informed, Legispool is that's the legislative press pool. Those reporters that are assigned to both houses, the Honorable House of Representatives and the House of Senate, will be having her election. Is to have an election on the 25th, but there are some teams playing in between. And on today, we will be having a press conference in the rotunda of the Honorable House of Representatives. The outcome of that press conference will bring it out to you on tomorrow. Tomorrow is a holiday. We are hoping to have someone firing to join us. I want to have that person come in the studio so that we can talk about Liberia a little bit, most especially the flag on tomorrow. And I will manage to bring someone very educated and educated as it relates to Liberia history and the rest of it. On tomorrow, we'll be here. It's all the time we have for you, 2 minutes past 11 o'clock. We'll be here on tomorrow, hopefully. And I want to say thanks so much to all of our followers. Thanks for you being always there following us. Thanks to the technical team here. And we're hoping that you can have just a wonderful, wonderful time. My name is Amos Thomas MOMO, bidding you a wonderful rest of the Wednesday from Liberia. Until tomorrow, me. Bye-bye.